Hello, and welcome to Sunday School for the Youth, June 21st, 2020. We've come to the story of Stephen, and we are actually going from Acts chapter 6, verse 8 through chapter 8, verse 1. And I know it's a long passage to read, but please go ahead and take the time, even if you read it over a couple days. Take the time to read it because there's a lot of information in there, and it all has to do with Stephen's story. First off, Stephen stands out among the believers. His character mirrors that of Jesus and the apostles. His resistance comes not from the Sadducees or the temple officials, but from diaspora Jews. Now, diaspora means Jews who live outside the city of Jerusalem. They are bringing false witness upon Stephen, going against Jewish law as stated in Exodus 10. Even though their claim is that Stephen spoke against the law and the temple. But through all of this, Stephen remained calm, and this suggests that the presence of God was with him. From chapter 7, verse 1 through 53, Stephen states his defense by giving a history, an outline of Israel's history, and accuses Israel of being guilty of violations against God. So he's countering their charges by bringing charges of his own. But they go ahead and disregard his charges. It would seem at this time like he's digging himself a hole, but remember, his countenance suggests the presence of God with him in the form of the Holy Spirit, and that it's the Holy Spirit that is driving him and is also leading him in this history lesson. Stephen notes that God's covenant with Abraham focused on a people created by God rather than the land. And he continues to go through history, focusing on different areas, such as his account of Moses, and focuses on Israel's rejection, but also coincides with the recollection of the fulfillment of God's promise to Abraham. Towards the end of his whole diatribe, he calls the people stubborn. They had been called this before by Moses to the Israelites who worshipped the golden calf in Exodus 33, verses 3 through 5. He is countercharging them with not keeping the law, and it's based on their alleged responsibility for Jesus' death. He states that they are the ones guilty of the accusations against him. So first off, he tells them that they're the ones who are responsible for Jesus being killed, and that's what he's charging them with. They, of course, reject his accusations, and rage turns violent. The Spirit fills Stephen, confirming his prophetic role. Those who brought charges also participate in the punishment. This is all before Saul changes, so they're laying the garments at the feet of Saul, indicating his leadership role in this whole event. Stephen accepts his fate rather graciously, mimicking Christ on the cross somewhat by saying, "Lord, don't hold this sin against them." There are a lot of things you could take away from this passage. The one that speaks loudest to me is that no matter how much it seems like everyone and everything is against me, that I need to keep my cool and remember that God is with me always. Also, if I'm going to counter with an argument of my own, make sure I have a good argument with all of the facts to back it up. I hope that you have a blessed day.